Itaola.
Alright, here we go.
Ko Betway ba tshepela hore o tshwantse o betjhe ka tsela e nepahetseng.
Ka nako e nngwe ho tlamehile hore o ikhule hanyane.
Ka nako tse ding
O ska leka go busha tše di lahlegilego.
Nakusasa kuse olunye kusuku.
Dlala ngokusemandleni wakho.
Ge o tlhoka thušo go gona.
hopola, bet responsibly.
Strength starts with smart choices. Add AGT Foods barley and split peas to your diet for essential nutrients that support muscle recovery. Train hard, recover harder. Brought to you by AGT Foods Africa. Good food, good health, good life.
Kev's Betway Bets is brought to you by Betway.
Another weekend, another losing weekend.
What is that shuffle noise there? Are you counting money?
No, that's probably that's a small change for me. That's just like the pocket change.
Oh, shame.
Yeah, I don't get to count any money. I don't know anybody carries cash anymore, do you?
No, actually, but it sounded like you were counting some notes, and I thought, oh, yay, you got lucky.
No, so of the 5, I got 3 out of 5. It started off badly though, and I'm blaming you because you said that you like the Power Royals.
Yeah.
And I said they were.
That's my fault.
It's the Power Royals playing Sunrisers Eastern Cape in the first qualifier for the final, and I said the Power Royals would score the most sixes. What happened? Both teams scored 6 sixes. So if I'd taken that both teams had scored the same amount of sixes, that would have given me 7.5 odds instead of 2.0. So I was bummed out in the first on Thursday. I was gone. So that was rubbish. Then I went on I can't believe I bet on United, but I went to United to win against Leicester, and they did with a. I went on them to both teams to score. Dodgy, controversial goal that VAR doesn't exist in the FA Cup 4th round, and apparently he was offsides by a mile.
Doesn't exist here in South Africa either.
No, well, I mean, wasn't Gator McKenzie talking about the sports manager talking about bringing it in? Can't afford it.
Look, I don't even think it's going to ever exist here. I don't.
No.
Yeah.
It's expensive. It's not a solution at the moment, is it? It makes more mistakes than it does good. I mean,
I guess that is the big debate.
Yeah.
Does it or doesn't it? What does it add? Does it add an element of fairness? Because you can always go back and look again, right? Or does it take away from the game?
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, does it steal from the game, or does it waste too much time as well?
That's my problem. The TMO in rugby as well. Sometimes you just go, guys, just take one look.
Please, just make a decision already.
Cricket's got it right. I mean, you've got protocols. Have your protocols in place. No more than 2 or 3 replays, and then just get it over and done with. Because, God, I mean, just play the game.
Because I guess with VAR, how much influence can you have over a game without it versus with it?
Exactly, exactly. Anyway, thanks United. So the United kept me in the bet. If I took the bet again, and I still didn't win because the other team I bet took on was Liverpool to fill up my 5, and then they lost. Coventry City against Ipswich Town. I went with Ipswich to win, and they did. They absolutely smashed Coventry City with Frank Lampard's Coventry City. They beat them 4-1. 4-1, yeah. Jack Clark basically got the goals for them. So they had 11 changes against Coventry. So a lot of teams changed their rest of players during the World Cup, during the FA Cup, because it just, I mean, somebody said they're talking about stopping the Champions League, stopping extra time, you know, because
and I'm all for that. Just to,
but the problem is not. I think that it's not extra time's not the problem. It's the greed. There's just too many competitions. There's too many matches. There's too much.
Correct, it is. But I mean, the extra time does lessen it. So perhaps the blow to the body is not as much. But I mean, like you said, is that little bit of time going to be all the difference?
Exactly.
You know, or is an overloaded schedule something that needs to be looked at?
I mean, like you look at Liverpool changing Ipswich. I mean, they're just about bottom of the Premiership, and they make 11 changes for Coventry.
An entire
and Coventry are on a charge in the Championship. They're going up the ladder. Somebody who I thought was also going to be a charger up the ladder was Everton against Bournemouth. I'm in with Everton to win. I mean, I'm a Liverpudlian. I shouldn't be doing this, but they were 2.03, dumped out of the FA Cup by Bournemouth. And it's not the first time that they've lost to Bournemouth. They've lost to them a good couple of times before. It's the final cup tie ever at Goodison Park before they moved to the new stadium, which looks beautiful. It looks beautiful.
I was there once, and the only thing I know is it was really tight. The parking.
Park.
Yes, even the parking. It's tiny.
I've been to Anfield once, and it was back in 2004, 2004, just in between the Olympics and the Paralympics. And I went to Anfield, watched them play, I think, West Bromwich Albion, and I thought, it's a bit of a grotty stadium. And the stadiums are old, and there was like poles in front of you. They've changed all things now, but the stand had almost like a pole. Like poles to hold up the
Got to
roof.
be like watching sideways.
Yeah, so you're just doing that. The cop was great, but then the turnstiles were a bit icky to get through, and
Old Trafford is just beautiful.
yeah, it's falling down there.
Well, when I was there, it was beautiful. It was amazing. I went on a tour. Everything was neat and tidy. And I wish that our stadiums could do that. Just take some of the memorabilia and just save it for forever.
Well,
I don't
that's-
think
yeah.
we have our history documented that way with our teams here.
But rugby does, and there's a really, if you want to go see a rugby museum, there's a really, really good one at Ellis Park. An excellent one. It's a guy's private collection, and it is astounding how much this guy's collected over the years. It really is quite incredible. My final one, Drickers. Thank you. But what a fight. I mean, I watched from beginning to end. I actually went down to Pirates Sports Club.
Okay.
And it was pumping. There must have been 40 people there.
40 people and it was pumping.
Well, it's for 7:30 in the morning.
Okay, got you.
Yeah,
got
sorry.
you.
But then there's a big running crew. They'd come up, they came back. So it was about another 150 people watching the end of the fight. Cracker of a fight. I mean, it was just a masterclass. He measured him. He boxed him out of the game. I think he had one takedown the entire game. And it wasn't almost as brutal as the Israel fight. That last fight he had when that Nigerian newspaper called Pulse Sports said South African tries to choke, tries to strangle Nigerian man. And so it was hilarious. But CS Du Plessis was there for us, and this is what he had to say about it.
UFC 312, done and dusted. Drickus Du Plessis has held on to his UFC middleweight title, but he did it in fine style. He dominated Sean Strickland. And during a week where Sean Strickland was the loudest, it was Drickus Du Plessis whose performance in the octagon spoke louder than words, because he really outclassed Sean Strickland. When he broke his nose, that was a huge turning point, and it looked like Sean Strickland was done. He didn't want to continue fighting. Drickus has really showed maturity, composure, and evolved into this apex predator now of the middleweight division, and he looks like unstoppable. To be quite honest, he really does look unstoppable. Up next comes at Chimaev International Fight Week. Although Drickus did say in the press conference afterwards that the sports minister, Gayton McKenzie, was working on a few things behind the scenes. But at this stage, I wouldn't get too excited about UFC in South Africa just yet, but definitely in the future. So comes at Chimaev next. Alex Pereira. Well, Drickus was calling him out at the end of his fight, and he is the light heavyweight champion. Poatan is an absolute beast. He's one of the top fighters in the UFC, and Drickus respects him. But Drickus has said that he will only go up to light heavyweight once he's done defending the belt and once he's achieved everything he can in the middleweight division. So in a nutshell, a performance that Drickus he'll be happy with. He's a perfectionist, so he'll always want to strive for that ultimate fight. But at this point, he'll be very happy with defending his title. He'll be celebrating into the early hours of Monday morning here in Sydney. He is a happy champion. He's done South Africa proud, and he's now 9-0 in the UFC and still undefeated and still the middleweight champion.
Hey, thanks. Yes, that was brilliant. CS, big UFC fan. He's been over there for the entire week.
It would be nice if we took our show there to his next fight,
Yeah,
you know?
cool. It'd be great if it was in Cape
Not
Town.
too close to the ring, just so that, you know, we're not
Yeah.
be
No,
splattered
no,
by,
you don't want blood and
splats
stuff.
and
No,
whatever.
no,
My first boxing game, actually.
You did not
The
get
mouth
blood.
guard fell out and then came and slapped me on the cheek. I was just like, oh, clearly I'm a little too close for comfort.
So you were sitting beside the ring, and then
Yeah, Colin Nathan was there.
Yeah.
Bongani Magasela was there. It was my first. And I used to present the TKO at SABC, so it was my very first one, and I was quite excited. And I was like, okay, we're all sitting here.
yeah.
And then the next thing I was just like, and that is why you shouldn't sit.
I know, I covered a lot of boxing. That's why I got to know Colin quite well as well. I mean, I was at the Lennox Lewis Hasima Rahman fight
Oh, wow.
at Carnival City, which was because of the TV times. I mean, it started at 5:30 in the morning. It was ludicrous. I was living up the road in Boxburg, this was in Brackban, and I was with another boxing journalist, we went to my house to go file the copy, and we both fell asleep at our laptops.
Oh,
It was
shame. So
absolutely
tired.
exhausted, yeah. It was,
where were we? We were in Polokwane somewhere. And it also finished in the wee hours of the morning, and we drove around trying to find some food to eat. But that rude awakening, you know.
No.
Yeah,
That's
when
good.
it kind of slaps you here in the face and still got like some saliva on. Yeah.
It's a bit like a Pirates fan on the weekend. Just got slapped in the face with a bit of saliva.
Mdu is not okay today.
No, he's not okay. He's got a black label in front of him, though.
Yeah, I think he's drinking that. Actually.
Yeah, he
That's
should be, because I mean,
never mind the coffee.
well, the way Pirates were playing, it looked like they were all on the black label on the weekend.
I have no idea what happened. In all honesty, it was really not the match that I had settled up for, you know. I think I even chatted to Mdu around halftime. I was like, I'm not watching the second half because I really thought, you know, supporting all 16 teams, Royal AM included, that this particular team would come and just show why they are possibly league contenders, winners, you know, and they did not. They did not. Ribeiro is now on 9 goals altogether. Ikram Reyners is on 6 goals, and just some of the top goal scorers there.
Yeah, okay. I'm just looking at this guy that he's talking about, Drickus fight, and Tsitsipas was saying, Alex Pereira, 37 years old, 93 kilograms. He's not
He's not a lightweight.
1.93 meters tall. So Drickus, that sounds like it. And he's the guy who was calling out. He said, is there no one else?
Yeah.
Alex Pereira. So, and Drickus is what? He's 31. He's 84 kgs, you know, 1.83. So that'll be a hell of a challenge from him. That'll be a guy who outweighs him by 10 kilograms. So he has to go up to light heavyweight. Yeah, I think he should just stay at middleweight for a while, you know, become possibly the best middleweight in the world.
I hope that a fight does come to South Africa, as do I hope that the F1 makes its way here to South Africa as well. So I'm hoping that if it is that the minister is making these murmurings to say, you know, this is in the pipeline, what might be happening, that he really sticks to his guns to make it happen. Because I do feel South Africa is a destination. We've proven it.
Yep.
I mean, with cricket, we've proven it with football as well. And I'm sure that we can be great hosts regardless of Skrikland saying whatever he wants to say about our country.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be calling Drickus du Plessis a Dutchman anymore.
Or Dreykus.
Or Dreykus. I mean, why can't they just get it right?
Drie.
I mean, it's Labuschagne, there's
Not
Drickus.
It's not Labuschagne.
Not Labuschagne, it's Drickus du Plessis. He are Afrikaans.
He are.
Aren't. And he's a Betway ambassador as well. But yeah, it was a great weekend for sport. We had a great.
We did.
draw. Yeah.
It has been absolutely fabulous. You didn't make any money, right? Just for the record.
I made a little bit. I made 80
Drickus?
grand on Drickus. Yeah.
Yeah. 80?
I took a separate bet on him.
Oh, okay. Well done.
Thank you.
Back tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Listen live and on demand.
Welcome to Omni Sport.